Yo, 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 yo. BARZ Wrestling Media. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. Coming up next, we give you our recap on Money in the Bank 2024. Y'all gonna want to pay attention to this. Coming up next, BARZ Wrestling Media. We back. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell for more content. So now that Money in the Bank 2024 is out, now we focus on SummerSlam coming up next. And before we get to SummerSlam, we would like to talk about what happened at Money in the Bank recently over the weekend. So, BARZ Wrestling Media is going to give you his take. We're going to start off with the men's Money in the Bank competition, which features some of the top guys from both Monday Night Raw and the SmackDown brand. And we just going to cut to the chase. Drew McIntyre won. Simple as that. Drew McIntyre was in the Money in the Bank match and he won. Now, mind you, I knew that if Drew McIntyre is in the Money in the Bank competition, he was going to win. He was going to win. There was too many signs pointing to Drew McIntyre winning the thing. So he won the thing. He told everybody what's going to happen. He was gloating about it. He said the prophecy is almost finished and yada, yada, yada. He did all that. But is what happened later that kind of set everything up for what we are possibly, well, not possibly, we definitely going to see later on, which is CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre. So later on, we had Damian Priest versus Seth Rollins. That match was pretty good. I'm not even going to front. The match was pretty good. I thought Seth was going to win, though. I'm going to put it to y'all like that. I thought he was going to win. My reason being I thought he was going to win was for the simple fact that somewhere in that match, I believe it was midpoint, there was a 3 count. Now, mind you, that could have been a botch or whatever the case may be, but it was a 3 count. And the reason that that happened was for the simple fact that at that time, Drew McIntyre was supposed to come out and cash in. At least that's what I heard. Don't shoot the messenger. At least that's what I heard. And what happened was he never came out. Now, whose fault is that? We don't know. I don't think it was Drew McIntyre's fault because if he wasn't cued to come out, then why is he going to come out? You know what I'm saying? So, moving along, about 10 seconds later, he did come out. And when he did, he cashed in the briefcase and made it a triple threat match. A triple threat match. So it became a triple threat. And what ended up happening was that it was an unsuccessful cash-in. Why? Is because when Drew was about to win, guess who came out and interrupted? CM Punk. Punk came out and interrupted, causing him to lose the match and Damian Priest to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. So, Seth Rollins was also mad at Punk. No love lost there. And of course, Drew McIntyre has his issues with Punk as well. Now, I see a lot of people saying that should be mad at Punk for causing the whole thing and whatnot. That wasn't part of the match or whatever. All these little theories or whatever. It was the perfect setup. You had to know it was going to happen. As soon as Drew won that briefcase, I knew that some point in time during that night, he might cash in and Punk was going to screw him. Pause. Punk was going to basically keep him from winning the title. You had to know it was going to happen. I see a lot of people being upset because they saying the Money in the Bank contract briefcase was wasted. How? How was it wasted? Not every cash-in can be successful. There's been some unsuccessful cash-ins in the past. So not every cash-in is going to be successful. It's just this one of the ones that it made sense. You know, the briefcase was used in the storyline. It was unsuccessful. Drew McIntyre gets suspended. We're probably not going to see him till SummerSlam. Possibly. We don't know that for sure, but possibly. Adam Pearce was online putting out the suspension notice to Drew McIntyre, telling him he's going to be fined. He also fined Punk too. I'm not sure why he fined Punk, but he fined him too. So that's all done for now. And then we go into Sami Zayn versus Braun Breaker. Now, Sami Zayn won. I personally thought Breaker was going to win, but Zayn won. I'm not sure where this whole thing is going with Sami Zayn right now. I'm not sure because I was for certain that Braun was going to win that match and take the Intercontinental title. Now, mind you, I mean, when I say I don't know where they're going with this, I mean, like, I'm not sure how far they're going to be able to take this because they're kind of making Sami Zayn this giant killer type of attitude. He's beat some of the toughest opponents. Thus far, he survived. He beat Gunther. He beat Braun Breaker. And the funny thing about this is Braun Breaker, I believe, beat Gunther. And Zayn beat Gunther and Braun Breaker, or is it the other way around? I forgot. But that's how all these guys are connected. But Sami Zayn retained the title. It was a good match. It was definitely a good match. I have to say that. It was a great match. But I kind of was thinking that, Breaker was going to win. But that didn't happen. So, let's see how the story continues. They talked about Cena's retirement. John Cena's retirement in 2025. So, if this happens, right, a lot of people are trying to fantasy book and put matches together. So, me personally, I think that there's only a few matches that I would like to see. I don't want to see him versus Orton again. I'm just being honest. I don't want to see that again. But I would like to see him and Punk. I would like to see him against some fresh faces, people that he never faced before. I would like to see him running back with Solo Sikoa. I would like to see him face Braun Breaker. Yeah, I definitely think him and Braun Breaker would be dope. I just want to see Cena in matches that kind of pass the torch. You know what I mean? Whether he win or lose or whatever, I want to see him in those type of matches. I'm not trying to see him in no redone matches that we done seen like 10,000 times. I'm not trying to see him in those type of matches. I want to see him in something different. So him and Braun Breaker would be crazy. I think also, depending on how long it lasts, I definitely would like to see him do some work with this whole TNA crossover thing. I think it would be cool to see Cena in a different element. You understand what I'm saying? Have him go over to TNA and have some matches. I think that would be cool too. If he's really trying to leave a remarkable memory, then do something that is unexpected from him. I think him going over to TNA, since WWE and TNA got some business, go over in TNA and have some bangers. Or challenge somebody from TNA to come over to WWE and have a banger. You know what I mean? There's plenty of guys over there that you can have some great matches with. Moose is one. Jake something. Frankie Kazarian. The Walking Weapon. Hammerstone. I could name a bunch of guys that, you know, could possibly have some matches with John Cena in his whole retirement situation. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things going on in WWE right now that I feel like can be possible if talked about. And he has the pull, so I pretty much think at this point they'll probably do whatever he wants. You know what I mean? It's just all on him. So, yeah, those type of things happening I think will be dope. Moving along, lastly, let's talk about this whole bloodline situation. So we had Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy Orton versus Jacob Fatu, Solo Sikoa, and Tonga Leoa, or whatever. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. You know, one of the Gorillas of Destiny. So, great match. Great match. I definitely have to say that. But, like I said, and I've been saying it, Jacob Fatu is a monster. He is a monster. He is serious. Serious. Very serious. That one spot where I believe an attempt or a RKO happened and Jacob Fatu bounced from that. Did he perform a No. He didn't perform an RKO. He did something else. But what was crazy, okay, yeah, now I remember. Okay, so he did the old DDT joint. And, you know, usually that's the setup for the RKO. And he did that, and Jacob Fatu bounced up like it was nothing. I'm telling you, the way they are painting Jacob Fatu right now, is phenomenal, you know, and like what he's doing in this whole bloodline story is crazy. And I'm very anxious to see when Roman comes back how they're going to depict this at SummerSlam, if it's at SummerSlam or any other pay-per-view, because we really don't know. They could swerve us all and don't come back at SummerSlam and come back at a different time. You know, we're talking about with Paul Heyman, you know, they saying that he could bring back some of his guys that he managed, you know what I mean, along with Roman Reigns to help him fend off the bloodline. That could happen, but I feel like the best thing for the storyline to happen is for them to continue to do what they're doing right now and bring in people that are actually of the bloodline, you know? So I hope they don't steer away from that idea. I hope they stick to that, because that's what I feel most fans are looking forward to. But yeah, man, you know, overall, Money in the Bank was pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? If you didn't watch it, go watch it. You know, everything from top to bottom was pretty good. The woman's Money in the Bank, like I said, if I didn't talk about it on here, you definitely could catch me talking about it on Combat Convo. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to that channel. And I went into detail on the women's Money in the Bank. It's still Tiffy time. She did win, but there was some crazy spots within that whole entire matchup. Crazy. You know, the whole Io Skies thing. That was nuts. I mean, it was, whew. I thought it was over for Io Sky and whoever else was involved. I forgot who was involved in that spot. Chelsea Green, I'm surprised everybody is surprised of stuff like that from Chelsea Green. If you haven't watched her in TNA, or if you haven't watched her in Lucha Underground, you need to go back and watch her in those matches, because she does stuff like that all the time. She definitely can wrestle too. Don't let her fool you. Don't let this whole character of what she's doing right now fool you. Nah, she can go. She can go. I seen her in a few Lucha Underground matches, and it was great. Of course, her TNA run was great. So her doing that high spot, going through those tables, was not surprising to me. I definitely seen her do stuff like that plenty of times. She is definitely crazy, for real. You know, back in TNA, she played that crazy character. She crazy. She does some crazy stuff. So, yeah, the women's Money in the Bank was great. I actually put the woman's Money in the Bank a tad bit over the men's Money in the Bank. You know what I mean? But overall, the pay-per-view was great. Looking forward to SummerSlam and seeing what happens with that. Definitely looking forward. But that's about it. So anyway, this is BARZ Wrestling Media reporting to you with another one. We'll be back again. BARZ Wrestling Media. I sing it, bro. No, you remember that? Like, you was having them build themselves against jobbers. You know what I mean? Barry Horowitz, we all know who Barry Horowitz is. He was like the top jobber ever, or the Brooklyn Brawler.
That line is trash. before he even did the jump. Before the jump. The line is garbage. I'm Mr. Sparky.
People watching them 24/7. I don't think any big time company like them is gonna agree to something like that. You know, but at the same time too,
that guy, Booker T. Booker T has it. What? The Spinner Rooney and all this stuff? Nah, they ain't got